Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Janessa, and we're the hosts of the show.
Okay, so Tuesday was Valentine's Day, so we decided that today we're going to talk about how
to love yourself.
And we're going to take it from the perspective as a mom, as an adult, as a woman, and
as a teenager, a young girl in school and around other youth.
Okay. So our 4 key elements are knowledge, confidence, pride, and power. So we're for princesses and ladies. So we're going to discuss how to love yourself around those 4 elements. So in terms of knowledge, I said that you have to know yourself, who you are, what your strengths are, and your weaknesses, and appreciate them both. What do you say, Janessa?
I basically have the same thing, but like to know your weaknesses, know what you can do, know what you can't, know your limits, but don't just stay in your limits. Don't stay focused on the negative. Know that you are good at things and kind of use the things that you are good at to better yourself.
I agree with Janessa. As a social worker, that's one of the things we learn is it's called strength-based. And so therefore you focus on your strengths and take the focus of your negatives. So therefore if you're a very good cook, you focus on cooking. If you are very good at aerobics, you focus on doing aerobics. You focus on what your strengths are and you build on those strengths, because many times even on your job you go and there's reviews that you have to do, and instead of your boss telling you that you need to get better at this, you need to get better at that, your boss really is supposed to find out what each person on that team, what their strengths are, and work with them within their strengths, and that's how they build a better team. So each person working within their strengths build and form a better team, and also encourages the individuals on that team to be the best of who they are, and it makes them feel important. Don't you think, Janessa?
Yeah, because even as a dancer, I'm not good at everything, but the things I am good at, I focus on that, and I'll work hard on the things I'm not, but you always have to be happy about the things you're good at and have people around you who will support you and help you notice the things you're good at.
Right, because remember, it's not just you, it's you and the entire world. So therefore, we need help, and in our weaknesses, we need others to help us, and that's another way of knowing how to love yourself, is knowing when to ask for help. That's a part of being knowledgeable as well. So the next one is confidence. How do I get confident in being who I am? Well, I have to appreciate and admire my qualities. What am I good at? And be happy with those qualities, and not look at another mom and say, well, she can do this and do that and I can't. But what are my good qualities? And be confident in the qualities that I have. And that's why it's important to know what they are so you can be confident in them.
Yeah, and as a younger girl, there are lots of different people, lots of different things that they look good or they are good at, but you have to be confident in yourself. You can wear whatever you want, even if it's not trending. If you're confident in it, wear it. You can do whatever you want, and as long as it makes you confident, then stick with that.
Yes, and to piggyback off Janessa, with physical image, we have to know our body type. So therefore, even though something is trendy, it doesn't necessarily mean that I can wear it or I should wear it, because I may not look good in it. Or even makeup. How should we wear makeup? There are certain trends that are going around in terms of makeup, but it may not suit my face, it's the shape of my face, or the tone, my skin tone. So we really have to work within our limits as to our physical attributes and appreciate those and be confident in it. I have beautiful big lips. I love my beautiful big lips, and I love to show them off. I wear bright colors to do that. So we really have to be confident in ourselves, in our physical attributes, as well as those internal attributes as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when we talk about pride, growing up, we're always told, especially if you go to church, to not to be prideful. And I truly believe that. But there's a difference between someone who is cocky and someone who has pride. And my mom or my grandma would always say, take some pride in your work, or my teacher would always say, take pride in your work. We're always growing up hearing that. And what that meant was, when we turned in an assignment, it had to be in a particular way. It had to be written out right, because back then we wrote with our pencil or pens on paper, so we had to write it properly. Or how we dress, we had to take pride in how we dress. We had to make sure we had the proper undergarments on, and make sure our dresses were a certain length, and make sure the top was a certain way where we weren't showing too much cleavage. So when we talk about pride, we're talking about it in that instance. Like, how do you carry yourself? Yes, you must carry yourself with some level of confidence, but not do it in a cocky way. Do you agree, Janessa?
Yeah, like with the assignments, if it's not gonna make you proud, then fix it. If you wouldn't like to see that someone turn that in, fix it. And the way you dress and whatever, it's fine to look good, feel confident, but always take pride and say no when it's too much and no when it's not enough.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes people misinterpret someone having pride as being
snobby or cocky.
Yeah, and I think it's because there's this disconnect of what the word really means. That if a woman walks in a room and she has her head held high and she has so much confidence, and she walks in with that
it scares people.
Yeah,
it
does, doesn't it?
It scares people at my school. They'll look at me and they're like, oh my gosh, it's Janessa. But it's just that I'm confident in myself and I don't need anyone's approval of it.
Right, and that was me as well. I remember when I was younger, I told Janessa, people, before they became my friends, they did not like me. They wanted to fight me, and until they became my friends, they're like, we thought in Jamaica we had this word stush. We thought you were stush or whatever. And until they met me and really took the time to know me and really knew that, I was really down to earth. But the thing is that I knew who I was, and I was not limited by my circumstances, and I was gonna make it. And I just had that vision from a young child and as a teenager. And I think that's what they saw and took it as a negative. But once they got to know me and know that, Cynthia, you're pretty cool. Some of my closest friends are from high school, or even before, but until they got to know me, they did not like me. And I think as women, as young women, as older women, we have to take that misconception out of our minds and understand what it means to have pride and to have confidence, and to know how to differentiate it from someone who is cocky or someone who thinks too highly of themselves. There is a difference, right, Janessa? Yeah. Do you think we covered pride?
Yeah.
So power is the last on our list, and as you can see, it goes in order because you have to have knowledge first in order to have confidence. You kind of have to know who you are and what you are about before you can have the confidence to walk into that, and then to have the pride to go with that knowledge and confidence. You know what you're talking about, what you're doing, so you have some pride in it. But then power comes into play, especially for us women, don't you think? And for us and for young girls. Well, let me talk from my perspective. We live in a male-dominant society, and it's easy for us to lose power of what we are doing and to lose power of who we are. And until we understand who we are and what our life is really about, we don't have power, and we lose that power, and we tend to give that power away. But it's okay to be strong and powerful woman, no matter your race, no matter your nationality. It's just be powerful.
Yeah, to go along with that, we're the male dominance. At school, in gym class, we always see the boys playing the games. The boys play basketball, the boys play soccer, and the girls sit and talk. I've never really seen a girl who is more confident in herself to say, I'm good at basketball, I'm going to play with the boys or with the other girls. You have to have enough power, and you have to be able to have that confidence and that power in yourself to not be bound by your limits or your stereotypes of being a girl. So you just have to have power in yourself and power in others. When you see girls that you know are good at certain things, compliment them, tell them that, because you're empowering them and you're empowering yourself, and it goes both ways.
So essentially, Janessa, you're saying we should share the power. We shouldn't want to keep the power to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And as girls, as women, we should build each other up, empower each other. So because I think that's something that as girls and as women we wrestle with. We don't feel like we can empower each other. We feel like if we help someone else, they're gonna take our spot. But our spot is our spot, right? Janessa's spot is Janessa's spot. Cynthia's spot is Cynthia's spot, and no one else can take that spot. But there's no reason why you can't help someone up to sit beside you. You know, there is enough space, right? Don't you think, Janessa?
Yeah, I saw something online the other day and it said, real queens straighten each other's crowns. And that just totally stuck with me, that as girls, as women, we can't put each other down because we all have the same goals. We're all just trying to do the best we can. So real girls, real good people will help each other out.
And I don't feel you have real power unless you have power enough to want to help others, or power enough within yourself to know that empowering someone else does not take away from the power you have. So everyone, that is it. This is how Janessa and I believe that you can love yourself. This is how we love ourselves, using the knowledge, confidence, pride, and power. Tell us how you love yourself. Tell us how you encourage others, moms, you know, business women out there, community women out there, wives. How do you love yourself? Janessa, what do you want to say?
Just share how you guys love yourselves. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Like and subscribe. See you next week.